Hey guys, what's going on? It's Wild Matt, and on this video, we're talking about my top 5 favorite villains of Batman. That's right, top 5 villains. And what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna go in a certain order at first. I'm just gonna flip through, talk about each one, and then I will give you my top of all the 5. So, that being said, let's talk about the first one. Harley Quinn. What can you say about her? Goofy, nerdy, funny, all three of them in a line, but can also be dangerous with her hammer, her guns, stuff like that. We've seen so many different um, looks to Harley Quinn. This one here you see is the animated series. We also seen the most recent Suicide Squad version of Harley Quinn, which everybody is loving. I like it, but my favorite, of course, will always be the Arkham series, game series, Harley Quinn, and there she is right there. That will always be my favorite. I love the pigtails. I just love the way she looks in it. She's got the look to where she's funny, she's goofy, but she's also still got that mean look to her. So, Harley Quinn on the list. Uh, Different ways to look, but that's my favorite of her. Next up, the Riddle Man, the Riddler. Um, I mean, a perfect villain. I mean, doesn't really have a lot of powers or stuff like that, but he handles Batman as far as a mental with the riddles and things like that. Just a character that I just think is really, really interesting. Makes Batman and everybody solve the puzzles and all. Just a perfect character. I really like him. He's on my list. We've seen different versions of him too. But I've only got a couple pictures of here. But the Riddler, my favorite version of Riddler will probably uh, um, would probably be the animated series Riddler. Um, that would probably be my favorite. Jim Carrey did a very good job as Riddler, even though I wasn't a fan of the actual Batman movie that he played in, which was Batman Forever. But I do like the way he played the Riddler. He played a really good Riddler, and if they ever wanted to use him again, I would be okay with that. So, the Riddler on the list. Next up, ooh la la la, Poison Ivy. Let me tell you something about Poison Ivy. Um, I talk about Harley Quinn and I talk about Catwoman, but Poison Ivy just does something to me like she does to everybody else. I mean, she's got the toxic lips, she's got that toxic perfume that can just get you, but it's just she can just look at you with them eyes and those just clothes all over her, the flowers, the bushes and stuff, the way she controls them. I mean, she is just in my opinion, I think she's the most dominant female villain of Batman of all time. That's my opinion, but I think she is. She is very dominant. She has nature on her side. I like that. I've always liked her character, and the red hair. I mean, come on, the red hair mixed with the green. I mean, they couldn't have done a better job with the Poison Ivy character. So, if I was a superhero, if I could ever be a superhero, and I got to pick who my or if I was a supervillain, if I had to pick my woman, it'd be Poison Ivy because she has everything a female villain would need. I mean, she's got the poison and the stuff to hurt you. She's got the good looks. She's got everything that just draws you in, man. And um, she's Poison Ivy. Of course, there's been different versions of her. Um, least favorite would probably be the animated series, but I really like the Batman Arkham game series, which is this is her right here. There's other pictures that you can look up and see, but that's probably that version is probably. I will say that uh, the woman, I can't even think of her name right now, the lady that played her in the one Batman movie with Mr. Freeze, horrible, horrible, horrible. Should have never used her. They could have done a lot better. But other than that, I've liked all the Poison Ivies, and I just think she's a very interesting character. All right, let's go to the next one. Clayface. Oh man, what could I say about him? People don't think about Clayface a lot. That's not really a big name brought up in Batman, but I mean, he was a. I mean, this guy. I mean, he started off as an actor. He got messed up. They put all this stuff down his throat on him and all. He turned into this clay guy, and I mean, it's just he's just an absolute interesting character. I mean, he can change shift into any person that he sees. He can turn his clay, as you can see in this picture. There's another picture. Oh God, look at him. In this picture here, see, he can make himself into his hands into a hammer, a ball. He can actually make real hammers and real balls. I mean, he can do it all, man. I mean, this character is just awesome, awesome. I've always liked Clayface, such a good character. My favorite would be a tie between the animated series and the video game Arkham series. We see him as the main boss in Arkham City, and they done a really good job on him. I mean, I don't understand why people don't talk about it. I mean, he was the main boss in the second Arkham City game. I mean, he's been a main boss before. I mean, he's just such a good character, man. I'm very, very interesting character. He can do a lot of cool stuff. I like it. So that's Clayface. And not last but not least, that man, the Joker. If you're a Batman fan, if you're a DC fan like I am, if you got your favorite villains, this one's got to be on the list. You can't have a villain list without Joker. Joker is the villain of all villains. I mean, he just represents, him and Batman work just so good together, being hero and villain. I mean, you know, Bane, he's been one of the only ones that's ever really got one over on Batman when he broke his back and all that. But Joker's just, Joker's always been the one to mainly get Batman mentally. He's just the guy that Batman just says, why do I keep putting up with you? Why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep doing that? Why don't I just end you? I mean, it's just it's just such a good connection. I mean, you've got, and really, like Heath Ledger's Joker said, they're actually a lot alike. If you really think about it. Of course, you have one that's a psychopath and whatever. They're trying to accept their personalities and things, and but I mean, to me, even though there's very interesting characters in Batman, if Joker was not involved in Batman at all, Batman just wouldn't be as good, in my opinion. I think Joker is the one that ties the Batman comics and the series completely together. I mean, because, I know you got other people out there like Penguin and all that, but I think Joker is the guy that stands out for Batman. If Joker wasn't there, I don't think Batman fans would really do much, because he's the top villain, man. He's that guy that just, he makes it all, man. I'm just telling you. And my favorite Joker, no hands down, it's not Heath Ledger, it's Mark Hamill as the voice of the animated Joker. In the animated series and the video game series and all that, Mark Hamill does an incredible job. But that is my all-time favorite Joker. Will always be. Um, but as far as my favorite character goes, and I agree on what I say. If Joker wasn't in the mix, even me myself would not be attracted to watch a lot more of Batman and look at the other villains if he wasn't in it, because he the Joker makes you want to just keep watching and watching and learning. Hey, is there going to be more villains out here like this? Is there going to be this? Is there going to be that? In my opinion, that's how Joker is. He's the one that makes people want to keep watching Batman. I mean, he's out there. So, but there's so many interesting characters. But as far as my favorite character goes, um, it is somebody on this list, and I'm just to go back to the picture, and I'm gonna tell you, I love Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn and Joker. I mean, they're up there. All these five are up there. They're so close. But I'm just telling you guys. I mean, this lady right here. I mean, come on. I love Poison Ivy. She is my favorite villain from Batman. Not my favorite character, but she is my favorite villain. I'll talk about my favorite character later, but she just takes the cake. I love her. She has everything. I mean, Joker's good, and Joker's the reason we do this. But this right here, this girl, this lady right here has got everything. I mean, she's got the looks, like I said before. She's got everything that just draws you to her, man. And her ability to be able to control nature and have that effect on people, whether it's to fall in love with the mind control she has, things like that. I mean, it's just amazing. I like that. I think that character, she just, they did her 100. I think that there's some characters that they could have done a little better, but this one right here, I mean, this is what, in my opinion, you would call a perfect character. She's got it. They matched her colors right. They did everything right with her. Just don't, whoever that lady was, I can't think of her name. Whoever that was that time that tried to be her, don't ever do that again. That's so awful. So awful. Now the lady that's playing her in Gotham, the younger girl that's playing her in Gotham, um, after she gets up to her older self, she's good. She's I think she's going to be a really good Poison Ivy. But this girl, man, this lady, she's my favorite villain, and that's it for this one. Leave your comments. Who's your favorite villain of Batman of all time? Do you agree with me on Poison Ivy? I mean, who's y'all's favorite? So make sure you comment and like and subscribe. Facebook people, comment. You know, uh, tell me on Facebook who your favorite is. Do you agree with me? And then next time we'll get into the heroes. I'll give you my top 5 heroes of Batman, and I'll tell you my favorite character. And we're gonna go on and say that I'm not allowed to pick Batman. Okay, the 5 favorites has to be anybody but Batman, and I will give my favorite other than Batman. Uh, so I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna do it. So, but that's gonna be it on this one. Check you guys later. Batman.